Hi, my name is Mike Childers. I'm a big Halloween fan, just like anyone who's probably watching this video right now. Basically, I'm just going to show off something that I got today. Got it in the mail, of course. Got it on Amazon. And it's the Trick or Treat Studios Halloween H78 mask. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think the only issue I have would probably be the hairline. You see it's a little too much forehead. It's not too big of a deal. You know, a lot of people are like modify this, they re-hair it. You know, I think this is a real thing that I truly have a problem with, other than the fact that normally most masks have a neckline that is flesh toned. Yeah, because this originally was the actual original mask was a spray painted Captain Kirk mask from Don Post, and pretty much they cut the eyelids open just a little bit. They took the eyebrows off. And you can see right there, that's where the sideburns would be on the original mask. So pretty much they modified a Captain Kirk's mask and they turned it into something similar to this. But you know, basically throughout the years they had to change the look because I believe William Shatner's lawyers probably got involved, and you know, pretty much he wanted the piece of the Halloween pie. You know, all those royalties. I mean, there were 2 movies and a lot of merchandise that was created up until Halloween 4, when they changed it to a lesser, not nearly as good looking a mask as the series has been known to have before that. Of course, we all know Halloween 3 had nothing to do with any of the rest of the series, but pretty much this is what we have. You know, I got in the mail. You know, back to the subject of the mask. This does look like Shatner. You know, basically before this mask, there was Don Post actually created some masks in the early 2000s. Like Don Post 2003, which is probably was my first mask. First Michael Myers mask. That was the first mask I used. It fit me really well, but it had a hair issue. It had some bald spots. It still has bald spots. I don't have it on me right now, but the bald spots started coming like within weeks of me actually purchasing it. And with Trick or Treat Studios took over, they made the hair a little bit better. You know, it is a bit better. It's stronger. It's more sturdy. But back then, when Don Post and Rubies also had masks that are kind of bad. There's also Paper Magic, terrible. And a lot of people complain about this mask for the simple, small little stuff. They don't realize that in order to get a mask that was screen accurate, you know, Shatner look, they would have to pay about $300 to $500 to get a mask that actually was good. Before Trick or Treat Studios released the H2 back in 2012, I believe it was, and pretty much when the H2 came out, that's when people were modifying those masks to make it look more screen accurate to their taste, because it was a great sculpt. It was a little bit, obviously weathered, but it had the flesh tone on the side. This mask right here reminds me of size-wise, which is another complaint people have been having, that is a little too big for the small-headed person. It's very similar in size to the H2, and to me, it feels a lot like more of a clean H2. And the H2 was the first of its kind to actually do a good sculpt in the Halloween series. And this one right here, the nose is a bit smaller. You know, because from H1 into H2, even though it was the same mask, the nose was noticeably, you know, stretched out. You know, they kind of, they kind of had, like, I believe Dick Warlock, the man who played him in Halloween 2, had it in his back pocket pretty much a good portion of the film. So, pretty much, yeah. And it stretched out and it looked a bit different from the first one, but basically it was the very same mask of the original Halloween. So that's why this, to me, it kind of makes sense that it would feel like a clean H2 from Trick or Treat Studios. And you know, I have another couple other masks over here. This right here, I mean, none of these have been modified. You know, I don't do that. It's kind of a, you know, it's kind of, you got the mask. I don't know how to do it, so I don't want to mess with these masks. But this one here is the H78, released last year for Halloween 40. Halloween 2018, which is the H40. Yeah, so that right there. It's pretty good detail to it. It was very rare when it came out. People were charging upwards to over $100, maybe the $200 just for the basic mask, no modifications when it came out. My father-in-law kind of went through hoops to get that one for me, and I still hold on to it. It's basically the same mask that, the same sculpt that what James Jude Courtney was wearing in the original, in the new one, I'm sorry. And pretty much, it's probably one of the best sculpts there is. And this one right here is probably my favorite mask. It is not the most expensive mask that they have, but it's worth about $160, which is pretty expensive to some people's taste. But in fact, you know, for a mask like this, it's the Sinister Studios Obsession. And pretty much, this mask was probably one of my pride and joy. I know that a lot of people have their $300 plus matches, nags, or what do you want to call them. This one was my favorite. It fits me perfectly. I have a big head. So yeah, pretty much I used this last year at a costume competition and I won. I mean, I didn't have much competition, but still, my performance was really what won me the competition. Very, I'm very into character when I play Michael. Yeah, so this is my one of my favorite masks right there. Now this is my collection. But this right here, just to go back, it is well worth $60. Okay, if you want a mask that is screen accurate and with some minor issues, you can't go wrong with this mask. Some people will say otherwise, but I think they're kind of, I hate to use the word spoiled, but spoiled is the word I would use because they have no idea how bad it was. Well, my name is Mike also. Hopefully you're watching this. Hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you did. If not, just go on. I would recommend it. Hey, you have a good day. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.